So yeah, let's talk a bit more about yourself now. In that
Mm-hmm.
you mentioning that now you're on a path to explore the world on your own and then maybe explore yourself as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and how was that journey so far?
I've been enjoying it a lot. I have never regret that I left my company, and every day I feel like very fruitful. And every night, right before I go to bed, I always feel like, oh my God, like today I had done a lot of things. And I'm very looking forward to having a new day tomorrow as well. And every morning I wake up, I do yoga and meditation and realize how wonderful my life is. So I am very happy with my decision.
Mm. And I think just like as entrepreneur, if we think about before when we were doing our 9 to 5 job and how much stuck it felt, and now as an entrepreneur, I feel like the learning curve is so much different, and you
Mm,
learn so much in a day in self development and self learning is like tremendous.
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, freedom doesn't mean completely freedom, because if you are freedom, it means that you also need to take responsibility to control yourself. So if you lose the control on of yourself, then it's going to be also tough. So learning how to control yourself and schedule is also another important key to be entrepreneur.
And staying in a very strict discipline and have a good time management. I think
Yeah.
Japanese are expert on that. You want to maybe give more tips because I think a lot of young people that I work with nowadays, mostly
Mm,
based in Vietnam and Asia,
mm,
a little bit messy with their schedule and they don't know what to prioritize or how much time to
mm,
spend on a task. So
mm.
yeah, do you want to share any trick? Maybe be more Japanese.
Well, not all Japanese are good at time managing. But for sure, one thing that Japanese are known for is being punctual. But it's there's a interesting story to share that even though Japanese are known for being punctual, it doesn't mean that they can finish meeting on time. They can start meeting on time exactly, but they tend to last meeting longer than they planned. So in that way, I don't think Japanese are quite punctual. So yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, and actually, my so I have a personal business coach, and he's been
Mm-hmm.
doing HR in Japan for I think 15 or 20 years, and
Mm.
he told me that when you go to meetings in Japan, it's kind of like everything is decided before the meeting already. Is it true?
Mm. Yeah, well, in Japanese, it's called nemawashi. It's a nemawashi
Yes.
culture that before the meeting, the result is already there. So in the meeting, they will just make sure that the result is like this already so that they can move on. But like a lot of them are doing meeting just for the meeting, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
because there's a meeting, that's why they go there. And then, not many Japanese are good at expressing their opinions. But in Western culture, if you don't have any opinions to say it out, there's no meaning to join the meeting, right? But like in Japan, there's so many times that nobody usually express their opinion, and then we can't even decide what to do for the next. So yeah, for the key to do time management is that I try not to have a lot of meetings so that I can focus on my work. Plus, I try to allocate my work to virtual assistants recently so that I can focus on my strength. And for the weakness points, I can rely on others to help me out.
Mm. And besides time management, what do you think is the one top critical skills that entrepreneurs or young people nowadays need in order to like just master their work and be outstanding, maybe?
Hmm. I guess knowing yourself is one of the key points, because if you know yourself, or if you know what strength that you have, and what other things that you're not good at, you know what kind of jobs you can allocate to others and what jobs that you can do by yourself. So knowing yourself, analyzing yourself is actually a very first step to uh, do for me. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's true. And for me, that's also like after knowing yourself, being able to work with different cultures. Because just as you mentioned, like it's so different working with people from
Mm,
Asia and then working with people from Western countries, and you need to
mm,
be able to flex our style.
true.
Mm. And can you tell us a little bit more about maybe the most influential lessons that you've learned from other people that you work with, and then how it helped you become the business owner that you are today?
Um, so one of my mentors shared this with me, and I really liked about it was that the time is coming from future. So sometimes you get very stuck with what you're doing currently, and you sometimes lose motivation, or sometimes you even lose your aim or goal. But I always try to remember that the time is coming from future, which means that I visualize what I want to do or what I want to be in, for example, a year later, and the time is coming from that future. So what I'm doing right now is very needed for the goal that I will have in my future. So that's the favorite phrase for me.
Mm. Wow, that's a really deep lesson, and I think that's going to be very beneficial for people to plan long term, especially because
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes as entrepreneur we're so tired because we don't see the results right away. But
Yeah,
it's very important to really like believe in the vision and work for the future goals.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
So in order to reach that success, I will go to the next part where we
Mm-hmm.
break down the recipe for success.
Okay.
Um, so we all know that building and scaling a business is hard work, but when we have the right recipe to follow, then the action steps become more like ingredients that can be added systematically into the business, one ingredient at a time. The end result is that business is a systematic, predictable, and repeatable. The business owner, along with his or her business co-owner, can produce the same results for customer time and time again. So that's a really my one of my favorite quotes in a book that I read recently that I really like. And in
Mm-hmm.
this final round of interview, I'll ask you to break down your recipe for success and the ingredients that has helped you along your path. So first, if there was a magic reset button and it relates to starting your business, what would you go back and put into place on your, or if you can do everything again, just with your own entrepreneurial path, then what would it be
Mm.
and why?
It's quite a difficult question to answer, but reset button.
Or what
Well,
would be like the one thing that you think you would wouldn't
yeah,
or you would do?
yeah, I would do is definitely finding a good partner to work with. Since I'm a solo entrepreneur, sometimes I feel very lonely, and sometimes I have hard time to make a decision. But some of my friends who are co-founder of um, his business told me that why don't you find a good business partner to work with so that you can rely on a partner. And he even told me that somehow women entrepreneur tend to work by herself, and men entrepreneur usually work together like as a co-founder. So that point was something interesting to me because when I look around, it was so true. Usually, some business are done by two male co-founders, but like usually women are somehow tend to work by herself, like alone. So if there is a reset button, or maybe in the future, I would love to find my business partner to work together.
Definitely. I also recommend that because for me, I was a solo entrepreneur for 1 year, and then
Mm,
I was feeling like so lonely. And even if you have your
mm,
team or people, your
mm,
partners, and you would still feel lonely.
mm,
And after like 1 year, finally, I found two co-founders. One is male and one is female.
mm,
So I also agree that you don't have to do things on your own, and
mm.
it's always better to find people that has strength that you don't have.
Yeah,
Mm.
true. Yeah, I'm yeah still currently looking for business partner to work with, but yeah, for now I yeah kind of exploring a virtual assistant to work for me. But yeah, when I do my own new project, I'm currently looking for some people to work with so that I can make a team at least, so I'm not working by myself.
Mm. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're looking for either to start a business or to find a job as a virtual assistant, so you should reach out to Akina definitely because you never know what's going to happen.
True.
And so next question is what one strategy or recipe that you think business owners and their team members should consistently apply every day?
Mm, well, I think clear goal and empathy is the key to um, reach to the big wins. When I was about to publish my picture book, I really wanted to get top one rank in one field at least, so that I can have some authority when it comes to publishing. So I built a team, but I just talked to some people who I would love to work with. And I also told that I'm going to publish my picture book on SNS. And that's how my friends find out that I'm going to publish a picture book, so that they reached out me and they told me they would love to help me out. But that's all because they kind of wanted to support me, and also they had this empathy with me because they liked my story and they wanted to help me out. So having a same goal and finding people who has empathy with me will be the best partner to work with, and also it will bring a big win.
Mm, sounds great, and I think you've had a lot of like small successes with your book, and then hiring the team that helps you
Hmm.
with the book in order to get there. And so
Yeah.
fast forward to now, when you think back on the hiring decisions that you made for that team, what do you think is like a tip or a strategy that you did apply when you were hiring those people?
Um, so definitely, I only chose people who I like to work with. So I didn't choose people that I don't want to work with for sure, so that I feel very comfortable to work with them. And plus, I didn't actually force them to work with me. It's more likely their voluntary spirit to help me out. So even though I set a meeting, I didn't force them to join every meeting. So it was more likely freedom style. But somehow a lot of people around the world joined the meeting and they were willing to help me for free. But by helping me out, they also could learn how to publish a picture book and then how to get rank one in Amazon Book, so that it was more likely win-win style. So the most important thing is that when you hire a team, what kind of benefits that you can also give them, like give the team member back.
Yeah, and the benefits can be knowledge, network, and a lot of things besides just money, right?
Yeah, exactly. So instead of paying, I kind of provided them knowledge to, or not like how to publish a picture book and how to get top one. in 5 fields. Also, plus they made a lot of friends so that through me, so that they have more new perspective. So they said they loved working with me. So I was very happy about that.
Mm-mm. And I guess maybe in the future, if they want to publish their own book or if they want to start their own business, then you would be their mentor.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I also share that I'm gonna launch my podcast, and yeah, some of them said they wanna learn how to launch podcasts, so they would love to help me out. So yeah, it's always nice to say it out what you want to do, so that your friends or supporter will be always there to help you out.
And I know so many young people these days that are ambitious and they want to do their projects and start
Mm,
their businesses, and that's why they
mm,
join this kind of project first as the beginning of their path. So imagine you're standing in a room with full of young people that wanted to start their business, but
mm-hmm,
but they are fighting through their fears and their worries and
mm,
their doubts, struggle
mm,
and maybe their excuses in order to not start this business. And
mm.
what do you think is the key advice that you would give these people in order to start?
Well, um, it sounds very dramatic, but like, and it's also coming from Steve Jobs, not from me, but we all are human beings. We all one day will die. So, like, what's stopping for you to do something new? Because one day we will all die, right? So, like, at
Mm,
first, I was also afraid of doing so many new things at the same time. And then I was also afraid of losing my stable job. But you know, um, personally, I also, faced my mom's death. Um, Also, I went through 2 times big surgeries myself as well. And after experience all these uh, things, I realized, you only live once. So nothing is stopping me, and nothing is actually stopping from you as well. So just try it out. And if you didn't like it, you can always go back to being an employee again. There is always, backup. So yeah, that's my point.
so yeah, I think the top advice would be like to get your mind ready and then have backup plans as well.
Mm.
So let's talk a bit more about the less stressful part of the podcast today. Like, how is
Mm.
your daily life and how is your love life now?
Mm. My daily life is, well, recently my lifestyle is like going back to Tokyo's home once a month and do all the paperwork, or go to dentist or go hair salon to make sure that I maintain myself, right?
Mm,
But I would just stay for a week at the longest in Tokyo, which is big city, and go to countryside to enjoy workation, which I am currently doing. In front of me, there is an ocean and like chill and cozy atmosphere, and I can meet other digital nomads who is also exploring their life, and I can get new perspectives from them. And sometimes I even meet someone who can be a business partner. So, yeah, I'm enjoying exploring the world in general recently.
that's so lucky of you because now we're kind of like a little bit stuck inside our own city in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still fly around the country domestically, but it's not
Mm,
very safe or recommended. So,
mm.
yeah, I'll
Well,
just
it's
stay here.
it's it's actually, yeah, same to Japan as well, but I guess I'm
Mm.
a exception that I go travel around Japan, and I even posted on SNS. But by doing because Japanese government is also recommending people who remote workers to go countryside to do workation, so that countryside also can attract more people from cities, so that the population will be scattered and less density in Tokyo, right? Because Tokyo has the most you know, possibility to get affected COVID-19 in terms of big cities. So yeah, Japanese government is also even recommending us to do workation. So I'm kind of, riding on this trend and enjoying this.
Mm-mm. I think that's a really good strategy from the government. I should
Mm.
fly there next year, maybe not to Tokyo, but to an island.
Yeah, like, doing workation in front of the ocean or in the mountain gives you an inspiration or gives you a comfortable moment to think about your life and reflect yourself and start new things.
Mm. But then I guess then most of the time you're going to be around friends and not family, but then maybe a lot of time alone. Are you like, how's your dating life? Are you seeing anyone?
Well, as a digital nomad, it's a pain point. The pain point is to definitely find a partner to travel together, right? So, but I see some couples or even family do a van life and travel together, or even under this situation, they go abroad and they take a YouTube and they show us their lifestyle. So that's actually one of my goals, finding a partner to travel with and do a van life and travel around the world. And even though we have a kid, I would love to raise our kids in a world school, not just stuck in only Japan. So yeah, but currently, I mean, I feel like it's very difficult. So yeah, I would love to know how to solve this problem.
Yes, I know, right? You sort of to come up with this, not Tinder or Bumble, because they're not
Yeah.
doing good very job very well. And
Well,
I just
yeah.
I just look at these couples and these photo Instagram dream and just
Mm,
like, how did this happen? I'm so jealous and admire
I
them at the
know.
same time. And I think it had to happen like before all these dating apps, and you
Mm,
need to form a real normal connection with people in order
mm,
to build that.
mm. Yeah,
Mm.
the ideal way is that you bump into this guy while traveling, around Japan or around the world, so that he also has a same lifestyle, so that we can travel together. But even though I asked some digital nomads girls, that they say it's quite hard for them to, find the right partner because they also tend to move a lot, and even though you find a digital nomad partner, it doesn't mean that he also want to go and explore the same places that as I want to. So yeah, I'm also jealous of nomads couple or family van life.
Yeah, I was just thinking if we can't find anyone, maybe we can just get married or get a van.
Well,
And
definitely
I
we
have a
can get a
dog.
van. Oh, you do? Nice.
Yeah, and then I can just travel with her and maybe you know some girlfriends if I cannot find boyfriends.
Mm,
But for now, I think we're all happy just being with
mm,
ourselves, and then
mm.
until when we find that person,
Yeah.
and it's good. But if not, then we just continue our work.
Let's cross the finger.
Okay, but it was very fun and meaningful conversation that I have had with you today. Do you have any last
Hmm.
message to the listeners? Or we can go back to our crazy work day.
Well, mm,
Maybe you can ask them to follow your channels or your book. I'll post a link in the end of the Facebook
yeah,
page.
my picture book is all in Japanese for now, but definitely, yes, if you would love to take a look at my book, yes, please click the link to at least take a look at it. And yeah, you can always follow me on Instagram and DM me and ask me any questions. Plus, I will also launch my podcast this August. So I will ask Hannah to paste the link later on when I launched it.
Okay, I noted on my task list.
Thanks.
Okay, so good luck with finding, boyfriend, co-founder, virtual assistant, followers, and
Yeah.
you can find the link down on every social media channels, and
Mhm.
I look forward to maybe chatting with you on your podcast next time.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be
Right.
great.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you for listening. If you want to hear more stories about people from us, please like and subscribe or nominate a person you'd like us to interview. Because we care, we share.